Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts, heaven or hell.
I see you're still in good health.
Let your blade speak louder than your words. To think you've gotten so strong, I'm impressed.
You honor me. That spring in your step. You're seeking challenges again, aren't you?
Precisely. You've quite the memory.
For my own sake, I'd like to see more of how you are now. May I accompany you?
Of course. Provided that you can keep up with me.
Easy victory. Still seems so far away.
No need to feel dejected. I've got centuries more experience.
However, I still haven't proven a thing to you.
Then why not join me for a spot of leisure?
What sort of leisure? No, I'll join you regardless. Please witness how far I've come.
Do try to satisfy me this time. Oh, impressive. Quite satisfying.
Alas, I still cannot reach you, unfortunately.
I'd say it was worthwhile.
You seek the strong. I wish to answer.
Do lighten up a bit. Tell you what, you should join me in writing haiku from time to time. We'll wash our verse down with a trip to my wine cellar. I have some old vintages with your name on them. Unless you'd prefer tomato juice. Considering the indescribable look on your face the first time you tasted wine.
How many centuries ago was that?
You were my first student, after all. I should remember. As I recall, it was 683 years and...
Please, forget it. Time really hasn't dulled you. To think someone still remembers the past, even hundreds of years later. I truly am blessed. I knew it. I cannot surpass you.
Oh? You did well enough.
I know I've kept my distance, but a true student surpasses their teacher. I cannot repay my debt like this. I wish to settle my past shame.
I didn't bite you so you could apologize. I saw a man on the verge of death, and I bet him to keep his lamp alight. But what happens to a man's heart when he suddenly finds himself a vampire? I had no idea. How young I was. I can't say I was very responsible.
And you are today?
Now, who's to say?
I've seen the unification and collapse of all under the heavens. If I had died back then, I wouldn't have known any of that. This long life of mine hasn't been such a bad thing. Though I'd rather you-know-who never catch me again. All that remains now is to find my own path forward.
I see. You needn't doubt any longer. I pray you have a wonderful journey.
I'm sorry to interrupt your stroll.
Nonsense. You came at the perfect time.
Slayer versus Zato.
Let me prove myself a better student of dandyism than that onigiri-scarfing samurai.
I see. Lend me a hand for a bit, Nagoriyuki. If Zato manages to defeat the both of us, I'll acknowledge him as the #1 dandy.
Understood. Wait. Isn't this a battle I should fight myself?
Have you forgotten? I'm your disciple as well.
You certainly don't want for vigor.
Slayer versus Zato.
I am the true inheritor of dandyism.
Fool! I am your senior.
Enough chirping. I remain the original dandy.
Then I shall defeat you both at once, and prove that none understand Sir Slayer's teachings like I do, in this world or the next.
Ridiculous. You stand no chance against the both of us.
Face me!
Challengers are always quite welcome.
That's enough. What do you think, Sir Slayer?
Impressive. Yours is a smooth and tasteful interpretation of dandyism. Indeed.
So I've met your standard, then? I'm honored. Still, it may be past time for asking. But who exactly is this samurai?
Looking back a few centuries, well, you could say he's a former pupil who ran off before 100 years were up.
I was still green. All the same, I'm grateful for what you made of me.
You could thank yourself for leaving too. It is fascinating how well you've turned out.
I see. As they say, if you love a child, send them out into the world. Perhaps I'll do some drifting myself.
You could ask Melia about travel expenses.
No, that's not quite...
Sato, Nagoriyuki, I see you've both polished yourselves to distinction. That was truly enjoyable.
You're as overwhelming as always.
Was there even any point in my being here?
Of course, you knew I'd steal the stage, my young friends.
You truly haven't dulled a bit.
The years only make me stronger.
It can't be that simple. More years must also mean more suffering and hardship.
I know what you must think, but eternity really isn't all bad. Why, I got to see a troubled old friend find his own splendid path.
Only because I found a guidepost amid the flow of time.
But most can't bear the passage of so much time. In which case, dying for a while may be an option. A reset on all worries. It really clears the head.
Oh, that may be...
However, some things remain stained on the body. For one, the iron will to keep one's life or death out of the bounds of consideration.
For two, the art of molding that iron will into shape and the pride that it brings.
For three, what truly decides a battle? Not will, pride, victory, life, or death, but that which delivers those in peril and preserves those in privilege. That is to say, dandyism. Ah, very good. I may have feared my seeds wouldn't take root, but it seems they've grown to bloom on their own. Did you have Venom's croissants for lunch, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
When one has observed you humans for as long as I have, one learns that quite a lot can be read in your fists. Indeed, it's as though I could hear the croissants themselves answering me. Venom baked us, they say.
More applied dandyism, I take it.
Very little gets by me, I assure you.
Could I ever master such a skill? Of course. It shall be mine. I must order bread to train with at once. Bagels, baguettes, brioche.
The will to improve is a beautiful thing. Do your best.
I saw you, Sir Slayer, with that dandy vampire samurai. I heard you too. You two were enjoying yourselves. But I'm the one who held tight to dandyism through death and rebirth. Sir Slayer.
What is it?
I inherited your ideals. I passed them down to the guild. And so, my dandyism surpasses his. And I shall prove it.
That's the spirit. Prove away. Show me your dandyism.
Now then, I request a follow-up test.
Not discouraged yet? Very well. The day has come when I can show you my full power. How moving. You pass.
All of history is but the blink of an eye in the face of your overwhelming dandyism.
Here I thought your new environment would shape you. But you haven't changed. And yet you have.
Yes, as you say.
There's only one who can fulfill you.
Yes, and that which delivers those in peril and preserves those in privilege. It's caused a stirring within me.
And it seems become a power of your own. Ah, indeed, I never grow bored of you. In all of your ephemeral, yet beautiful radiance. You truly, truly captivate me.